Detective Service. Okay, enough trumpeting on. Thank you. For quality insurance you can rely on.
Right. I'm looking for discs that contain films that me and Raymond made a while back. They should be in my bedroom over here. At the cupboard. Oh, these are my gold frames that I did a while back, with covered in gold leaf I did, ready for future Tudor portraits. Oh, I'm glad I found these. Now where's the discs?
I've got the new Samsung Galaxy S25 and so many brownie points.
Got them. That's a good job done. I need these for later.
Weather, activity stats, and diary updates like Janie's birthday. Oh, you remembered. Thanks, now brief. Buy the Galaxy S25 on O2 by 4th of June and claim a Galaxy Chromebook Go worth £299. Selected languages only. Account login, network connection required. Claim a Galaxy Chromebook Go with types Brave and Samsung within 30 days of purchase. Terms apply.
Hi guys.
Could all passengers for Auckland please make their way to gate A17?
I needed that. I want to look through it. It's all my film CDs from way by that me and Raymond made documentary films and whatever. There's his logo up there. But yeah, I want to have a look through that because there's some things on it I want to show you at some time in the future. But I thought you'd like to see this as well because this is this is where I do the breadcrumbs for the birds. You recognise the bag. Well, I use a grater. I use a grater for the breadcrumbs. There's the bread, along with the seed and the other things I put into it. It's a mixture. It's my own recipe. But yeah, this is what I do. Bag below the grater, the bread. I found it easier to grate the bread with the big holes than to just pick away at it with the fingers. So what I do is I just sit and grate the bread. And ingenious, innit? It took me a couple of weeks to think it like, but I sit here in the mornings and I listen to the birds outside, and yeah, and it's another beautiful morning. But I sit here and I grate the bread before I go out. I'm just about to go out. I've got Leafy's Wood to go to, so yeah. I'll show you what kind of day it is. It's beautiful outside. Another beautiful day. I don't know what we've done to deserve all that. Getting it. Done his round. Now, look outside. Isn't that lovely? Isn't that beautiful? Oh. I used to have a net and curtain up here, a mosquito net. But I got this out of the charity shop just next door to me, so I find it's a lot more pleasing to the eyes than a mosquito net. And it was cheap. It was cheaper than the mosquito net. But yeah, I'm just about to go out to feed the birds at Leafy's Wood, make another video, blah blah blah, maybe give you another story. I think this time we'll pick one of Raymond's books. But yeah, I thought you'd like to see how I grate my bread. But I'm going out now. I've made my piece up. I've made my sandwiches and whatever up so that I don't have to rush back because I'll spend the whole afternoon up there. But yeah, see you up there. Another glorious day. I just get set up here. I need the hat on. The sun's streaming down again. Not that I'm complaining. It's beautiful. God knows what we've done to deserve this, but we have had... This is the second week of sunshine, of hot weather. And I know it'll never last forever, but we're going to enjoy it. So anyway, as promised, another story for yous, maybe even a couple, but this time it's the book Raymond, my brother, got me. It's Tales of the Old Woodlanders, different from the Poachers. But yes, it's just a great book. I've been looking through it all week. So let's pick a story for yous. Let's learn something. Now, this one is the chapter's named Phil Challen, who's a naturalist. Phil Challen, it says naturalist. So yeah, Phil Challen's the naturalist. A naturalist. Just like me. This will be interesting to see what he's writing about. And this book is by Valerie Porter, so I'm going to be reading out this chapter of it, and it's going to be lovely, especially in this weather. We might be accompanied by some birds, you never know, or animals. Standing by itself, almost as a lodge, at the start of the woodland road, the unpretentious little cottage sits snugly in its garden. Nest boxes for wild birds hug the tree trunks, and a bird's table's bacon rinds attract the tits. Workmanlike sheds at the end of the garden house tools and ferrets, and there is a glimpse of a large chicken that runs beyond. Be back in 5, says a note pinned to the green back door. On the porch bench lies the white bowl of a broken clay pipe, unearthed from the vegetable patch. The woods beckon the visitor up the rough track, defying the constant roar of unheeding, speeding traffic along the dual carriageway. How many people live beside the dual carriageway, and they've got a lovely, beautiful cottage. An elderly man, but looking considerably younger and far more sprightly than his 80 years, appears from the direction of the chicken yard. Phil Challen has been escorting his 83-year-old housekeeper across the busy road to catch a bus on the far side. He goes into the kitchen and he brews a freshly ground coffee, pouring it into a comforting large cup and offering a plateful of biscuits. His whole attitude is genuine and genuinely courteous. Lovely. I could be doing with a coffee. Phil was born in 1913 in Arundel, which was more a big village than a town. In those days, in spite of its impressive towered castle, which has been the seat of the Dukes of Norfolk for more than 5 centuries. Phil's ancestors came over to England from France in 1680, a date about which he is most precise. In the 1930s, he's a retired headmaster with the St. Challen surname, was an amateur genealogist, and had discovered that the ancestors took umbrage at the evocation of the Edict of Nantes. Phil explains. They were Huguenots, supposed to be rather a superior sort of Frenchman, but that's not saying much because I don't like Frenchmen anyhow. Phil's father was in the building and a man of many talents. He was quite a respectful artist and sign writer all around the town, and he played the church organ and the flute. He was good. He played in the volunteers band, the brass band, and his son did not inherit those talents. I can't do anything at all. I love classical music. I love to listen to it, especially Haydn, but I don't know anything about it. I can't recognize one instrument from another. I just love to listen to it. The quiet music. I haven't got the gift for playing, and I can't do painting or drawing, anything like that. The only thing I can think I must have been good at, because I was always top of the school. That was what we used to call composition. And if there had been classes for dictation, he would surely have come top in that as well. He speaks quite beautifully. Sounds like a great life, eh? Asked what else he liked at school, he reposits cheerfully, I didn't like it at all. All I liked was the end of it and getting out into the park. Anybody could go to Andrindle Park, and it was a wonderful place for boys. The park and the mill stream and the fishing, I caught all sorts of things in that lake. There was some huge great pike that used to eat the young ducks. I had a pike snare. It was a pole about 10 feet long and had a stiff cord and a rabbit wire. You would open up the rabbit wire nice and round, put it in the water, about 6 feet in front of the pike, and then carefully bring it along, very, very slowly, and over his head, just past his gills, and give them an almighty jerk upwards. When you were a boy, it was a toss-up whether you pulled the pike out or he pulled you in. You get some great big pike in this country. Yeah. Or he pulled you in. I was always lucky. I always got that damned old pike out and then ate him. I ate him for lunch and dinner. They were all right in those days. People were not so fussy as they are nowadays. That's true. Then there was all other fish. Roach, beam, dace, just normal fishing and fishes. He was also a great collector. I had a wonderful collection of bird eggs, and there was an old taxidermist in Arundel who used to have all sorts of eggs for sale in the window, and I would sell him my eggs that I had got. He only wanted those that the men couldn't get, rook eggs and things like that, and they were difficult to climb up to, and rare birds' eggs. I used to make a few pence pocket money selling those eggs to him. And of course, I'd eat all sorts of eggs, moorhens and all that sort. I tried plover eggs. They are supposed to be wonderful, but I could never see anything in them. He is quiet for a while, pondering, isn't this strange? They say the Victorians used to shoot everything and stuff it, and yet they left a wealth of wildlife. A wildlife was abundance in those days. When I was a boy, it was just as the Victorians had left it. Wildlife everywhere. They didn't do any damage really, but now I'm sure it was the sprays and the chemicals that did it. I think he's right, you know. He studied the country, so he knows. The chemicals, eh? His face lights up again. I was the richest schoolboy in Arundel, you know. The local council used to pay 3 pence a tail for rats. The rubbish dump was absolutely crawling with them, and I would catch 40, 50, 60 in a week. I had little 2-inch traps, and I used to have benders and a first-class terrier. I got benders and a first-class terrier. That was in the late 1920s. He chuckles at the memory. I've had a dog all my life, and until now, about 3 years ago, it was always terriers, always the Jack Russell type. They're great dogs for hunting rats. I think they are wonderful characters too, but when I lost my last terrier, I thought, well, that's it, no good. No good having a pup now. You have to have a pup to train it as well. And you want it to be, and I thought, well, I don't know. It's too late in life now to have a pup or a dog. Do you know, as you go through life up until you're 65, it's possible for some calamity to occur. From 65 and through up to and into your 70s is probable. But get through the 70s is a dead cert. That's the way I look at it. I'm in that age just now. Phil's interest in wildlife of all kinds no doubt stemmed from his father, who was always wanted a bird. Dad once reared a young sparrowhawk, which became quite tame, but his favourites were jackdaws and magpies. They're clever, clever birds, jackdaws and magpies, as you know. Of course, a magpie in those days was quite a rare bird. His birds used to go about all free and not in cages, and nearly all of them got drowned in the water butt. A water butt, that's like a barrel. It must have been on the edge and drinking it and fell in. No escape. That's when they nearly all ended up. I don't know if they wanted a drink or tried to get a wash in it, but we used to find them floating dead in the water butt, and then he'd get another one. How? Well, before I was old enough to do it, he'd find some boy and give him half a crown. He'd find some boy and give him half a crown to get a young jackdaw out of the nest. Illegal now. There were thousands of them nesting in every hole, every crack, and the nests were always lined with hair from all the deer in the park. Nearly all there was red deer. I suppose that's all I ever saw, the jackdaws sitting on their back, pulling their hair out of the back of the deer's back. Had a funny old musty smell to the nest from that. The rooks, of course, they were higher than the jackdaws. Still, jackdaws are still in the park today, but nothing like there used to be. Of course, all the big trees have gone now. They've either been cut down or blown down in all those heavy storms. Oh, that was terrible, the storm it really was. I've never known anything like it before. It really was a tragedy. Only one good thing came out of it, and there was plenty of firewood. Plenty of firewood for a year or two. I've been here for 28 years and we've never used anything but logs for the house. I've never had a knob of coal in the house since then. Best for the fire is beech or birch. I think oak's the worst. I can never burn it. It all goes black. I couldn't get on with oak at all unless it's been down about 40 years and really dry inside. This is a great story. Now, this is a guy called Phil Challen. He's a naturalist, just like me. But yeah, that's one part of his story. His story goes on and on for pages, so yeah, I thought I'd read out that little story of Phil Challen, the naturalist, and I'll probably give you another one shortly, but what he's telling you about those storms, you've seen the storms all around here, and there is plenty of firewood. I mean, it's been the estate over there, they've collected loads and loads of logs. They've piled them up, you've heard them sawing the logs and whatever, so yeah, after a storm, some people don't need to get any coal for a good couple of years, because all they'll do is burn all the firewood. But yeah, that's lovely. Great book, Raymond, thanks again. But I'll read you some more stories on another time. And another thing just to add to the point is where he says about egg collecting, that was banned way back, I think in the early 1900s, I think it was banned. I'd need to look up the specific date, but you're not allowed to go near any bird's nest, let alone steal the eggs, which was a big thing back then, collecting birds' eggs and selling them and whatever. But yeah, it's illegal to do that now. Thank God. More birds for the for the wilds and the countryside now. But yeah, great story. Tales of Old Woodlanders by Valerie Porter. I hope you enjoyed that. It just gives you that sense of countryside and relaxation and nostalgia. And it's history, as I said, so yeah. Now, I've got some more seed to give the birds. We'll get a move on, I think, and we'll have our lunch this afternoon below the big oak tree. Till next time of stories. Lovely, wasn't it? Lunchtime. Cherry pie.